definitely not in a million years when I started joining because of cross country that I ever thought I would be like sitting in this moment right now.
Sawn as ysgol far a dŵad Alyson Bell yma gyda talentaiche an y fieri. Yn oes yn chaich yn y chlybri yn y talaiche, agos chaneli'r stad bon oes yn.
I think it was back in primary 6, so our teacher started doing the morning run, so every single day we'd run a couple laps of the school, and I think I just got really competitive. I wanted to beat all the boys, I wanted to be like top of the class, and my friend, she runs for Gifford North, and she was like, oh, you should go and see how it is because you're, you know, quite good at like cross country and stuff. So I signed up, and then I kind of realised I don't like cross country at all. So I moved to the sprints, and that's kind of, you know, where it's been ever since for the past 8 years, I think. After my first nationals with Gifford North, I think I was about second year under 13, and I actually won. I think that was a time where I was like, oh, like people are starting to, you know, congratulate me, and I was starting to get a little bit more recognition because I was a little bit younger winning national medals. But yeah, it was really, really good. I think that was a time where I was like, definitely going to stick with it.
As siw na hai the ddienw, ha Alyson id aach ein call the Academy National Lùth-chleasaiche. Rwyt gan a torsi corym leisgach id, agos faran trach.
It was quite good. So normally after Scottish Champs there'll be like maybe a training programme where we just do, with the Team Scotland coaches, we'll do a couple hundreds, a training session where we can develop our skills. But I'm now part of the National Athletics Academy with Team Scotland, so I made a certain standards and I got in, and it's a 2-year educational programme. It's quite good in the sense it's not just physical, like athletics training, they kind of help us with media and psychological preparation, which is really good, especially when you get to the more tougher competitions.
An na dábhílis a seachtaíoch bha dá roing ag Alyson, a brúgi cúmal a dul di Lùth-chleasaiche agus diach in scola. Wa van freichar sin a féhar ag Cuarpis, Howland at Gothenburg.
Yeah, so I remember back in 2017 I went to Gothenburg Youth Games in Sweden with my club, and I think that was my first real experience of competing outside the UK and competing with different countries, and I managed to walk away with the gold in the 300 metres, which I don't really like the 300 that much, so to walk away with the gold I was kind of like, oh, this is amazing, and it really made me want to keep developing, because at that point, you know, exams were coming on in school, and I was starting to get worried about whether or not I could balance both things, but to walk away with that gold was definitely the motivation that I needed to tell myself to stick with it and keep going. I think it's always just been the love for athletics. I think trying to keep it fun. When it gets to tougher competitions, it's harder to see the fun and enjoyment because it's so stressful and it's such a high level competition, but to always walk away positive and happy with regardless what result, it really does make you want to do it and explore what other competitions there could be.
For Hugh Gaddich, who'd Alyson Archer called the skipper Futures Bhreatainn, agus galabi good talents and yuchad on parts of gals and race relay Kate meter, ag paprish oiknin a hjorpa.
Yeah, so I got the call about GB Futures about 6-ish months ago, and we knew they always said the end goal was European Championships, a medal at European Championships. So the pressure was on there to perform, especially because there started out 12 to 16 girls. So I knew the chances of getting picked in a 4-person relay team were a little bit slim and not on my side, like the odds. But I kept showing up to each training session, I tried performing, and we had a couple run-outs at different competitions, and yeah, it went really, really well. So I'm glad I got picked. It was amazing. It felt absolutely amazing. And then they announced the team, and I think there was about 6 to 7 girls that got picked. So even when I went there was still a chance that I couldn't run, but to even be on their radar and to even be one of the 7 picked out of how many girls that compete in the 100 metres, yeah, it felt amazing to have that sort of recognition from other people. It was so weird because we qualified 4th into the final. We weren't one of the big names. There was Germany, there was Poland, there was Switzerland, and so there was no pressure on us really. And I came out the blocks, I got a really good start, I passed it to Eve, and then I just had to sit and watch the other 3 girls run. So watching Success cross that line, coming in first, it was an amazing feeling. We just ran up and we just hugged each other, and then we watched the boys go on to win the 4x100 metres as well, and that was just an amazing feeling as well. Celebrating all 8 of us and winning was amazing.
A buanachug bewnor ag farpus oiknin a hjorpa agus yn ysid addysg y Bhreatainn is on Cuarpis in the heing. Ag naam charoshin ag ddíadach brúter de Alyson.
You know, competing in the past couple of years, wearing that Team GB vest always felt slightly out of touch. You know, it didn't feel real, it didn't feel like a reality that could happen for me. So getting that call and knowing that I was going to represent Team GB for the first time, yeah, it was amazing. And it definitely felt like something that I want to continue to do. And I want to represent Team Scotland and Team GB more definitely in the future.
Ha Alyson yn isht an na sgioba gláair son na naíide sa himmert Lùth-chleasaiche. Is na gimichin o choláis agus na gimichin Olympicach is fada. Zunigi a cáirte dúirt is an Amazon a chun roipe.
Yeah, I think knowing that that could be a reality in the future, now that I've got on the Team GB kind of recognition and radar, it definitely fuels me more to continue training and try get on. Even a Team Commonwealth Games would be absolutely unreal, but then to make it to the Olympics would just be a dream come true. I just want to make the most of it whilst I can. I think especially in track and field it can be such a short-lived career and there can be so many injuries coming, you know, touch wood, I don't get any injuries, but I want to make the most of it. I want to go to the Commonwealth Games. I want to try to get on that Olympic roster, and it would just be insane.